So when people started saying Morgan and asking me about that on Instagram, I'm like, hey, who the fuck is that? But I thought it was a guy. Like, I didn't know. So I was very surprised to hear. I never picked up vibes that Kyle was gay, honestly. And there's nothing wrong with being gay at all. It doesn't even need to be justified. I'm just saying, I never got that feeling from her. And so this is interesting. And if she is going down that road, have fun. Stop map questing the paparazzi where you're going to be if you want to be incognito. So, yeah.
See, I never got that vibe from her either, but now that we are here, and if I really step myself out of it, I get the vibe now. I
Do
do.
you?
And
okay.
it has nothing to do with more. Like, I think, yeah, look, I never got that vibe. But
okay, I get the tattoos. I get that she's working out harder now. Good for her, by the way. She looks amazing. But it's almost like she's trying to fit into a mold of what either Morgan wants or what's expected of her. Because this is nothing that anyone's seen of Kyle in her entire life. So it's not that you can't one day realize that's what you needed. I'm just thinking that when the publicity cools on that relationship, you're not going to hear about that relationship anymore.
No, but you know what's really weird is like if I close my eyes, I can't, and this has nothing to do with like whatever. I just can't picture Kyle dating any other guy. I mean, I can't. I understand, like, why should I? Because you're still with her. I just like Dorit. If Dorit and PK don't work out, I could close my eyes and picture Dorit on the dating scene. I don't know why I can't picture Kyle dating the local investment banker or lawyer or whatever he's going to be from.
Okay, so can I make the argument that Dorit is she's charming, and you could picture her on a date because she's dateable. And with Kyle would be a very difficult personality to get to know. And I'm just speaking from my own personal experience with her, from Camille's experience with her, and they can call these women friends all day long, but my friendships don't feel like that, where you say those things to one another. And every now and then, sure, you're going to be like, you're being a jerk. You know, you're wrong in this scenario. I back you up. I love you, but you really should apologize. That wasn't right. You'll have those conversations, but the things they say to each other and call each other and the oops, did I say that moments, that's not anything I've had with my friendships. I don't know how you'd be friends with people that seem like enemies.
They're friends for the show.
Yeah.
Well, the other day when we were texting, see, this is why you tell me something and then it just, we go on, you were just casually telling me this somehow, I don't know how it came up. You said that you know Dr. Jenn, and then you went on to talk about something else. And I'm like, okay, Allison, take a breath, rewind 3 minutes. Dr. Jenn, who has this scene with Erika, and she's trying to teach Erika about empathy. I'm like, go back to that, Allison. I don't know what you're talking about now. This is a great text exchange. What do you mean, you know, doctor? I'm sorry, that scene. Well, first of all, that scene has gone viral. A lot of people have a lot to say about Erika figuring out from Dr. Jenn what empathy is.
Sure.
So you know Dr. Jenn.
She's a friend of mine. I love Jenn. She's great. We've been friends for a few years. We met on a show where we were both profiling psychopaths that we were filming a pilot for, and we just clicked because we were both have no edit button and very straightforward. And so we've been friends since, and she's amazing. She wrote a book called The Relationship Fix that all the women on the show might want to get just in case they need it. And it's so smartly written. And I started reading it just to read. She sent it to me, so I wanted to look at it because she's my friend. But yeah, her sarcasm's in there. She cusses. She can be very classy, but she'll also tell you when you're out of line and in a certain set of terms, So Jenn is a very straightforward, smart woman. Erika is in good hands with her. So I did see her in last week's episode, which shocked me because I didn't know she was going to be on. And I'm sort of getting tired of knowing everybody that ever shows up on the show. It's kind of amazing how many people I know that end up on that show. But no, she's fantastic. And I did see a difference in Erika. Erika was very guarded, and I found last week's episode interesting because they brought on the energy workers, the Indian energy
Eagle
workers.
Woman and Blue Raven.
And you did see a shift in Erika's energy. Like, you definitely saw some growth in her, and you just saw her like breathe and release all that tension and that knot that's been pulling her so tightly from within. I thought that was really good for her. And then to see her with Dr. Jenn, I just thought, well, this woman's really trying to learn something about herself and to grow. So I found all of that very encouraging for Erika, because I know Erika can be a lot. She seems to be a lot.
Well, I mean, she might be a good fit for Dr. Jenn based on how you describe her, because Erika's kind of no nonsense and curses and just tells it like it is. And I mean that in a great way.
Yes. And Jenn would push back if she in the most professional way, but she would definitely set up borders and boundaries with Erika and be like, look, here's where you're taking a detour. This is how you get back on track. She's very straightforward. So she's definitely in good hands. But Erika's so guarded. She's so used to defending herself that it almost seems painful. And she acts like she doesn't care, but she really does. She's easily wounded, and she really does care. So I'm hopeful that Erika does this work and stops seeing her emotional availability as a weakness. It's okay to be accessible by other people. Kyle has a little of that issue as well. Very guarded, very trying to control the situation and deflecting. So I think the two of them have something in common.
And Dr. Jenn was on last season too, a little bit. She started working with Erika.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if she stopped, but I mean, she's trying, right? She's in therapy and she's the top doctor. And
she's in really good hands. Dr. Jenn Mann is fantastic. So
I just thought when you told me that, I was like, okay, this is, out of everything we were texting, I'm like, I find this the most interesting thing out of anything, because you do know everyone on this show. It's crazy.
I've known a lot of people on the show. I even know people that didn't make the show, but were interviewed for the show.
Really? Anyone we know in the world?
Actually, they were really stupid